Oh, when I saw Robinson, when I first drove up, first it had a very cute southern look and it had the current feel, which I loved. It had a great view, but it was full of trees. And the side of the house, I mean, it had trees and it had shrubs, but it seemed like it hadn't been tended to for years. I mean, it looked like a jungle on the side, it looked like a jungle in the front. And it had some Italian cypresses. It had 16 of them on the side, and 90% were dead. So they were just kind of all leaning over. The wind would come, and it was kind of like, is it going to fall to the right? Is it going to fall to the left? So just walking in and walking to the left side, kind of coming down the cement, and then you start realizing you got like water issues. Well, when you walk through the actual front door, we opened it up, and again, it had that charm. It has those curved ceilings, which is really nice. It had the really beautiful old style fireplace, and it had the wooden floors. Now the wood floors, I mean, they were beat up, but we knew we can bring them back. I mean, that's just, these old wooden floors are thick. They're an inch thick, and you can sand them down and sand them down. But again, they were built in segments. These old houses were all segmented. Everything was, it had its kitchen, and then it had another wall to have a dining room, and it had another one for the bedroom, and then you had a door to get into the hallway. We knew we were gonna have to change all that. We knew we were gonna modernize this house.
So Kern has a charm. Every single house is different. Values are everywhere, but much better than El Paso in general. So when I found out about this property, I said, oh, I want it. So I came in here and I said, bingo, I love it. But Mr. Rubio wasn't so convinced. Now it's beautiful, but back then, it's like, are you sure you want to buy that thing? I said, I am perfectly sure that I want to buy that thing.
I said, are you sure you want to buy that thing? This house was horrible. I mean, it needed so much work. I knew I was going to age. I was going to live in this house. I live close by, but I knew I was going to live here. And for my wife, it's typical. It's, see what I like, this is what I want, and she leaves. And then she'll come back and say, this is as far as you've gotten? I mean, this house needed some work, baby. It needed a lot of work. I thought, oh my God. I'm 25 years old. I look 50. Look what this house did to me in exactly 8-9 months.
Coming up, the Rubios go to work, stripping out old walls and putting up new ones, at least until the city permit office stopped to them. Stay tuned.
So the demo started. It was incredible. We started tearing down walls, but as you know, these walls in these older homes, they're not built out of sheetrock. I mean, the 2x4s are 8 inches apart. There's plaster, there's wood, there's that little, I always call it like chicken wire in between, and it's just incredible. So when you start tearing down the walls, we talked about all the openings going from the front all the way through, opening up the kitchen. And then again, when you were going out into this atrium greenhouse, you want to call it, it was a big sliding door with just these stone steps. I literally thought, how are we going to get those out of here? And the walls were half of it were stone, so we had to rip those out. So we thought Bobcat, famous Bobcat.
We had to bring a Bobcat.
We had to bring a Bobcat. So first of all, we had to get guys to climb up and start tearing off the ceiling of the atrium, which was scary because everything was made of 2x4s and it was made so far out of code. It was crazy how scary it was to get that down. So we took the atrium out. Then we started taking off some of the stone on the side. And then we brought in the Bobcat to just start ripping off the walls.
So the casita was like a bedroom, and it had this non-functional bathroom, and then it had some kind of a laundry, and then it was the garage. Okay? So then when I talked to my appraiser, I said to him, listen, I want to use this atrium space to connect this house. And he goes, okay, so you have so many square feet if you utilize the atrium. And I said, no, I have to, because this back room is going to be the spectacular master that you don't get in Kern Place.
So there's going to be no ceiling in the atrium. We're going to rip everything out from the casita. Almost 1/3 of it was going to have to go. So I said, okay. So I went to the city, and the city shocked us. They said, you may not be able to connect the house to the casita.
Yes.
And you may not, because of setbacks, you may not be able to rip out the garage and extend yourself. It's Kern. There's also things that we got to follow in those rules. So we went to the city, and they went back to 1954 archives, and the house was here and it was already connected. They allowed me to connect it as long as I brought it up to code.
Yeah, but they asked us they had to go to special permitting. So it took 9 weeks. So, but can you imagine, for 9 weeks, we're like, oh my God, if we don't get that square footage, we pay so much money for this house, counting on that square footage. If they would have said no, it would have been upside down.
Coming up, After overcoming all the obstacles, this amazing refurbished home is ready to view. Join Yadi and Carlos on a victory walkthrough. Stay tuned.
So finally, thank you, Lord Jesus, because we were able to complete this beautiful property as I imagined it. So as you can see, we left the front balcony. We obviously updated it and corrected the problems. And I know we have no water in El Paso, but because of the views, it feels like you're going to the beach. So I wanted it to bring the blues and the whites and the gold colors, so it just make it feel really cozy.
Okay, like in the kitchen, I mean, we did another 13-foot island. It's amazing. We put white cabinets in there. It's beautiful. And we did something different. We used what they call a leather style granite. With the stainless steel and the white cabinets, and we got that leather finish, and with the roundness of the kitchen and the wooden floors, it kind of kept the integrity of the house. You walk in, you feel like you're in an older home, but yet it feels modern.
Because the atrium could be used as a family room, it could be as a dining room, it could be as an entertainment area, because it connects to the entire house and the outside. And you have so much natural lighting coming in. The whole ceiling, which is like, what, 22 feet tall? The whole entire ceiling is wood, and that we stained it to complement the staircase, the tile flooring, the brick walls.
You can come out of your master to the sunroom and you just kind of see the greenery and the plants. It's kind of very relaxing. It's very enclosed. And then when you walk in the master, there was some wood beams that were there since the 1950s. So we kept, and they're logs, they're not even beams, they're wood logs. So we kept the wood logs on top. You know, we put brand new LED lights in there. We kept a beautiful rounded fireplace. It's amazing.
So the bathroom has this double vanity with this ledger stone backsplash that really relaxing, and then you have this oversized shower and this tub that they can sit with a glass of wine or with a glass of water, whatever it is that you do, and then just relax, leave all your worries in there. And then you go into this walk-in closet, no joke. That was the original garage that was not functional, so I made it a walk-in closet. So if a car fits in there, can you imagine all the clothes and shoes? Listen, I'm just glad I'm still married. That explains it all, okay, because it's been almost a year. And I just think that when you have a vision and you can somehow communicate that vision, it happens. So don't give up.
No, we didn't give up. And actually the team, they walk in now and we all work together, and guess what? We look at it now, and I tell my wife, you know what, this turned out to be honestly our most beautiful house. It turned out to be awesome.